Hi, I'm Jeff Vader on loan from the Death Star Canteen.
I'm Alan Childers.
And you're watching Anime. So, Evil Dead came out this past week, and it's kind of a retelling of a story that came back, what was it, the 60s or 70s? I think it was 70s.
Late 70s?
Late 70s?
I have no idea.
It was a B film, basically, that was done by Sam Raimi back in the heyday of his prime.
Starring Bruce Campbell, the iconic Bruce Campbell.
As Ash, with the famous tagline of, "Yo, she bitch." And the retelling of the story was a lot more intense than the original. Mostly the story itself is very, very deep-rooted. This action was very
I thought it had actually one of the only critique that I really have of it is that it had less dramatic and concentrated more on the gore. And not really the scary, but they did stick to some of the camera effects.
They did.
They stuck with a lot of the same camera techniques, like the camera going through the woods and stuff like that, which was pretty like a tribute to the old style.
It was definitely a tribute to the old one. The storyline does keep in context with the original. I mean, they do have some turns and twists that they do differently. The story doesn't revolve around Ash. Ash, as the character, is no longer involved in the story or plot.
They do have a character, male lead character, that, well, you think he's the lead, but you think that he is the Ash character through most of the story. And then, spoiler alert, he's not.
Yeah, he's not the Ash character in most of the story in line, but I have to admit, the back and forth between it was very good.
Oh yeah. It was more in depth with the Necronomicon too.
Yes,
the Necronomicon, you got to see different stages of the Necronomicon and how the curses and stuff. It had tried to go into more depth with the legend and lore of the Necronomicon, so that was kind of cool.
I especially love the fact that even though the Necronomicon played a huge part in this, you kept seeing the constant this is a ritual that you use to do this. This is how you do this, and it also explained a lot more on how to get rid of certain things instead of, oh hey, this is just how it works.
Oh yeah, exactly. It was so good. The gore was so good. It was the perfect blend of old school special effects and CG, and it was just gruesome. I mean, it made me scream, and
oh my God,
I didn't scream during. I mean, I went and watched The Call, and it didn't. And that one but this was just intense. The gruesome was just over the top, bloody, gory.
Exactly.
Fucking loved it. Everything you could ask out of an Evil Dead movie.
Especially considering the fact that you've got not only the way it starts and how it finishes, but for the most part, it's keeping you on the edge of your seat going, I wonder what's going to happen. Who's going to get it next? Whoa, what the happened there? One thing that I'm glad they didn't go with is doing the classic style of, oh, hey, got to show some boobie up in here. I mean, in my mind, that's kind of tacky when you have to show nudity in a horror film, because I don't think it's really necessary. I think it's kind of pointless, but I'm glad they took that step and just kind of kept it out of it, but still kept the kind of grotesque and mangy bits that you really need in a horror film.
Oh yeah, they had some pretty explicit scenes though.
Yes.
The scenes were pretty explicit. There was do not go in there thinking that there are not any kind of there's some almost tentacle rape scenes that were kind of gross. And that were just painful to watch almost, because you were like, oh my God, that looks nasty.
Overall, I'd definitely say you should definitely check this movie out. It's very much recommend. Don't try pirating it. I'd say it was a go see, so definitely thumbs up on that one.
Thumbs up for me too. You're watching Anime.